Hey friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. I thought the song was towards the end. I was wrong. There was one more verse left, I believe. That's okay. That flight footage was from last night, actually. I got back out to the local sim place that hosts these little RC drift nights and had an absolute blast. It's just, I'm telling you guys, find a place around you that does it. Little toy RC cars are way more popular than FPV. So you are an FPV pilot in your area, which means that there are a whole bunch of RC drift car pilots in your area. And they're probably getting together every once in a while and ripping around. And there's just nothing as challenging and fun and, I'm not going to say nothing, but there are few things as challenging and fun and awesome as chasing them around. It's just super cool. You got to go do it. You really, just take my word for it and go do it. I put the little newbie drone rig up in the air actually last night and ripped it around and had a really nice reminder in, where's the battery for it? A really nice reminder in how important throttle expo is for that kind of flying. Did I leave it? Oh no, it's right here in front of me. Yeah, good lord. The Hummingbird did not have any throttle expo in it because we were testing it out, you know, leaving it relatively stock. And I'm trying to chase the little guys, and I'm just bouncing all over the place, elevation-wise, just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And I put a whole battery in to see if I could just get used to it. And then I put the second battery on, and I was like, this is ridiculous. So I landed it real quick. I put in 40 points of expo out of 100, which is a lot, admittedly, but the type of flying that I was doing sort of warranted that. And it was just night and day, absolutely night and day. Actually, here you'll be able to see it. I think it was the first thing that I flew. Yeah. So watch this. Watch how unbelievably noticeable this is. Well, it should be. I didn't have the mode set to take the OSD off, which really annoyed the hell out of me. Because I wanted to send this footage over to Newbie Drone and say like, hey, here you go, do whatever you want with this footage, but it's got this ugly OSD on it. Although maybe I'm still gonna send it to them. Maybe they'll still use it, because you know the OSD says Hummingbird V3. Without this OSD, I mean, even with the OSD, you could just say, oh, you typed it in. But yeah, without the OSD, it could be any tiny whoop. But yeah, like look at me bouncing up and down. Like look at it, bounce up and down, and like a lot of crashes, right? And then so here's the second battery. Took back off, bouncing up and down some more, having trouble getting low, stuck up high, stuck. And I finally said, this is stupid. I'm gonna fix this. And so any second here, I'll land. And now here you can see how to change it in the OSD. I went through that kind of quick. So, profile. And then you're going to scroll down to rate. There it is. And then you're going to, and that's me going up. You can scroll down to the bottom of rate. This is the second page of stuff in rates. So I just go up really quickly, which brings me to the bottom. And you can see throttle expo there is zeroed out. And so let's, actually, you know what? I couldn't see it because of how bright the glare was on the right side of the screen there. So I actually took off and I did it over here. So here you go. Here's me putting a bunch of expo in. And just watch. Just watch when I take off. Watch me like slam down elevation wise and just be absolutely dialed instantly. It's really like on the sticks, it was the most obvious thing in the world. I think you're also going to be able to see it on here. The Hummingbird is, when I go into the OSD, it has a tendency to lose its bind, and it has to be power cycled to get it back. I don't know what that's about. I haven't, as I bump into the ground. But like, look at the elevation control now. I'm nice and low. I'm on their door. I'm able to like do stuff. Those guys went ripping past. Look at this. Ready? Oh. So yeah, I had an absolute blast. So yeah, man, here's a pretty much stock Hummingbird with a bunch of throttle expo added in. Just tearing it up, chasing the little RC drift cars. Admittedly, I've done this quite a bit, and I've definitely gotten better at it. But yeah, you don't need some kind of specific fractal build with all the lightest weight stuff to do this. You know, this is a whip antenna. I mean, this is a stone stock Hummingbird, just with a couple little changes in the software. So yeah, you can do this stuff with whatever rig that you've got at any current moment and have an absolute ripper of a good time. It's a very Australian thing to say. Welcome, friends. Thanks for joining me. It is Friday, September the 22nd. We're going to do a little bit of work on the Grinderino, and Patrick is coming. And I want to do... I didn't even realize that that Joshua and Blunty aren't doing the news for a while, but apparently they're taking a couple months off of the news. I didn't realize that. I just... With how bad my... with how bad of a job I did on Joshua's news, it's been kind of bugging me. And... I wanted to give the news thing another shot, but do it like in my own way, like that format that him and Blunty have, where it's like kind of serious and like they're seriously talking about stuff. That's really not my thing. I'm more kind of screw around and have a good time. And who better to screw around with and have a good time with than Patrick? So I thought that. You know, it might be kind of fun for Patrick and I to do the news, which is more going to be, which like if you're coming to it for any actual information, you're not going to love it. you might get something out of it. I mean, but it's mainly just going to be us kind of screwing around. Like, we're not going to research stuff like they do. We're nowhere near as knowledgeable as they are, right? So like, it's going to be much more just kind of come and have a good time, and we can collectively get our news fixed as he walks off camera. So yeah, there's that. That'll be fun. We'll try it out tonight. We'll see how it is. If you guys hate it, we'll never do it again. But you won't. You'll like it. Because it's Patrick and I, and every time Patrick is on the stream, you guys are like, oh, it's great, yeah! So, yeah, it'll be fun. I gotta move a couple things out of the way here, because Patrick's gonna have to sit here. I also need a chair. There is a chair over there. It's not a great one, but it is a chair. So we'll probably just do that for today. But if I don't know. It'll be great. It'll be great. Everything will be great. It's all great. Everything's great. I just want to move some stuff out of the way here, and all right, cool. So, where did this come from? Came from in there. In the chat, Hockey Rounds was first. Titan was second. Riot 9 was third. Danzil the Terrible, Troy Prelog, Matt Trombley, Mr. Dr. Death, Sleepy CBR, Douglas Otwell, Gusto FPV, Robert G, The Anxious Bagel, Mr. Dr. Death again, CMYK FPV, Northern Tier, Mr. Dr. Death, Prop Breaker, Borked, Eva FPV, Dan Richmond, Off Axis, Anonymous, Raven 187, Flush FPV, Northern Tier, Curtis Preston. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me. If you want to talk directly to me or Patrick, just type CiottiFPV, and it will light up an orange for us. You can put an @ but you don't have to. You can do this with each other. If you type Gusto space FPV for Gusto, it'll light up an orange, and he'll know that you're talking to him. Just like in the real world, where you say someone's name, and then you talk to him. You know. Mr. Dr. Death tagged me and said, hello, CiottiFPV and gang. Hope you all doing fine. CMYK said, yo, what's good, gangly gang? Mr. Dr. Death says, what's up, CiottiFPV? And just like that, we're all caught up. What do you think of that? So yeah, it was really nice to chase those little RC drift cars again. I forgot how difficult it is. Good Lord. It is just like, it's just full concentration, like just absolute, complete and total focus, to be able to stay on them. And like, they're changing directions a lot. And like the current, they change the racetrack pretty frequently. The current layout is extra challenging because there's a lot of corners and there's a lot of speeding up and slowing down, which is the most challenging thing for us. So yeah, it was a really good time, kind of struggling through it and trying to figure out how to manage my speed and match my speed with them, especially when they would speed up or slow down, because that's really the hard part. So yeah, I had a blast. Hey, I still have these two iFlight 65 millimeter motor to motor frames that I have no idea what to do with. You have to put a cross style AIO into these, and I don't really like those cross style AIOs. So, yeah, I don't know what to do with these. They look a lot like the Newbie Drone Cockroach frame, but it's not identical to that. So yeah, if you've got a Whoop that you've got or are looking to put a cross style AIO in, and you're interested in one of these little frames, I've got two of them. Let me know. Otherwise, they're just going to go into the giveaways, which is fine. But yeah, if somebody has like a specific need to check out this iFlight frame, I kind of want somebody to see if it's any good. And if it goes into a giveaway, a lot of times I don't hear back from people. That stuff just kind of goes out, and that's that, which is fine. But I would love somebody to like specifically be interested in these and snag them and run them to see if there's any kind of magic to this frame. I can't imagine that there is. It looks just like a cockroach frame. It probably is. It probably performs exactly like a cockroach frame, which is a good thing. Those are some of my favorite frames. They're very, very stiff, and they have a lifetime warranty. That's what she said. But yeah, these are interesting because they're iFlight branded, but I bet you they're the newbie drone mold. Don't quote me on that for sure, though. Off Axis says, is that what I've been doing wrong all these years? There I go again. Curtis Preston says, that's what flying a real airplane is like, too. What were we talking about? I don't remember what we were talking about. That's what flying a real airplane is like, too. Holding on to your butt. Oh, man, I flew the tiny whoop over here, and it blew everything all over the place. What an effing mess this has made. Oh, boy. Well, it's fine. Titan says, what motors are you using for the Grinderino? The one and only X-Nova 1804 3500s with the 100% concentration. Yeah. With the M5 mount. We will not be putting those motors on because I am waiting for more race wires. I did a little order on Tiny's LEDs for more of these race lights that I'm going to be using on it in red. So it's going to be a red LED rig. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Michael Blade says, hey. Kevin James says, hello. Sleepy CBR says, at Ciotti, he forgot the FPV. Love the Ciotti Sun Pack. So, over on Patreon, a beautiful patron that shall remain nameless has put together and has put together a sound pack with all kinds of stuff from previous live streams. And here it is. It is, you got to be a patron to get access to it. Sorry, you got to give me your $3. It's well worth $3 though. Yeah, it's absolutely hysterical. It is absolutely hysterical. There's so much good stuff in here. You're gonna love it. Yeah, you can check that out and lose your mind. And I'll be right here, ready to call the ambulance. CMYK dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, brother. This is my full-time job. I am fully crowdfunded by you beautiful people. So if you have a couple extra dollars, and I mean, if you're into FPV, you probably do. It's not the cheapest hobby in the world. It's not the most expensive either. But if you have a couple extra dollars a month, please help a brother out. Basically, these live streams will only cost you 7.5 cents an hour if you do the actual math to join my Patreon. $3 a month gets you into the general tier, but for $5 a month, you can get entered into some giveaways the first Monday of every month. I do 4 giveaways. 3 of them are Patreon specific. So yeah, the $5 and up tiers will get you into those giveaways. It's kind of explained over there. $5, $10, and $20. Those are the 3 tiers for each one of the 3 giveaways. If you want to be a crazy super supporter and do $1 a day for $30 a month, you get entered into all 3 of those giveaways. The giveaway, those people tend to win a lot of the giveaways, and the giveaways are between $50 and $100 worth of stuff. So yeah, I mean, you win those giveaways a couple of times because you're being entered into all 3 of them, and that covers a bunch of months of your Patreon membership. So a lot of people like doing that. It's on you though. I just want you on the Patreon so you can get all the benefits. 2 different Facebook groups, a huge private YouTube playlist with all kinds of good stuff, access to the full Discord channel. Speaking of the Discord channel, there's a new text channel over there called The News. And yeah, any news that you guys want Patrick and I to talk about, you can drop in there and we'll go for it. Thus far, the news is it's raining somewhere, so we can talk a lot about that one. And then I'm farting, no follow through. So that's the news for tonight. We'll really dive into it. It's going to be thrilling to say the least. And yeah. Mr. Dr. Death says, wait, you will talk out of my radio with that sound pack? I will indeed. It is all absolute ridiculous things coming out of my big dumb face. And yeah, you're going to love it. You're going to love my nuts. I'm sure that's in there. I think it's in there. So yeah. I also have a bunch of affiliate links. All you got to do is click any of these at any point before you check out, and I'll get a small percentage of your total order. We Bleed FPV, Newbie Drone FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God, Brain 3D, HDZero, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress. If you're ever doing an order on any one of those websites and you hit my affiliate link before you click checkout, I will get money for free, basically. If you want to change your bookmarks to these affiliate links, that's a really good way of remembering to click them. They will absolutely work just as a regular old bookmark. You can just click Brain 3D and boom, there you go. It just basically forwards you to the regular website. So yeah. I've got an Etsy store with some fun stuff. I've got a Teespring store with some fun stuff. And then if you want to take advantage of almost 8 years of FPV experience and stop making the same mistakes over and over and over again, or buying stuff that catches on fire, you can work with me. You can just message me, or you can go through Fiverr if you want the protection that they offer. The 3 things that I think I have the most value offering are flight instruction, getting you to fly better, tuning, helping you to tune better, and build planning so that you stop buying stuff that catches on fire. But, you know, it's your time. We can spend a half an hour just going through questions, whatever you want. Take advantage of somebody that's made all the mistakes and stop making mistakes yourself. Mr. Dr. Death says, nice, thanks. You're certainly welcome. Sleepy CBR has the screaming goat as his turtle mode. There are so many sounds in that sound pack that would work for turtle mode. So many. I wonder if OpenTX will let you set up like a randomizer. I wonder if it'll let you like put a bunch of sounds in there for turtle mode and have it cycle through them. From some of the stuff I've seen Bardwell do in OpenTX, it would not surprise me if there was a way to do that. CBCBR says, just bought a Hummingbird using your link, of course. Very cool. Thank you, dude. You're going to dig it, I think. I'm looking forward to getting the... So this Hummingbird here that I was flying for 2 quick batteries last night, this was purchased by my dad because he's awesome for this next coming giveaway. So the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick tier will have one hell of a giveaway item. Not this coming Monday, the Monday after that. Because of that, I'm not upgrading this and going bananas on it. I backdated it to BlueJ.16. I changed the gate timing from 5 to 10. I did a couple little things, and that's it. I'm leaving it there. Actually, I'm going to take some of the throttle expo out because it's a bit much right now. Like right now, it's really kind of specifically set up to chase those little drift cars around. And, you know, whoever wins it is probably not only going to do that. So let me really quickly just take the edge off of the throttle expo because I only added 0.3 of it. Okay, so I'm going to change it to 0.1. That's going to add a little bit. And yeah, I'll leave the throttle mid at 0.4. So yeah, this thing is ready to go to a new home, and that'll happen in like a week and a half. Should I leave the OSD? Nah, you know what? I'm gonna add my OSD. No. You guys are gonna put your own OSD on it, so I'm gonna leave it on the Stone Stock OSD. There is a replacement Hummingbird AIO coming to me, which I will go down the upgrading path with again, like I did the previous one, but this time it won't have BlueJ.2 and it won't have the 5 whatever millisecond would be my guess gate timing, and we will just torture it again to see if it holds up. I hope that it will, because it would be nice to have an AIO from a US-based company that is actually good. So I was pretty impressed with it up until the point where it caught on fire. So yeah, hopefully that goes well, but we'll see. We will see. CBFPV says, how's the Hummingbird compared to the Mobula 6? You should watch the Whoop Wednesday and Monday. No, it was Sunday. I don't know. Go through the last like 4 or 5 live streams. You'll see it. I talked a lot about what it does well, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. It's all in there, and there's timestamps on those, so you can go directly to it. Curtis Preston says, "Do you have an HDZero affiliate? I'm about to buy new goggles, and I would love to support you." I don't think I do. I do. Look at that HDZero affiliate link. I forgot about that. Yeah, I do have an HDZero affiliate link. They let me just set it up. I didn't have to. Why are they showing GoPro footage? Shouldn't they be showing HDZero footage? This is not HDZero footage. I mean, in theory, the rig has HDZero on it for FPV. But I don't know. It feels a little bit weird that they're showing GoPro footage, doesn't it? I'm just waiting for the rainbow breakup to be like, wait, no, it is HDZero footage, but it's obviously not. Whatever. I'm sure there's plenty of companies that put flight footage up from God only knows what other rig. Curtis Preston says, "Never mind, I missed it the first time I looked. LOL. No sweat, brother." Eva FPV is in the house. She says, I was pretty impressed with it until it caught on fire. I really was. Like, all was going really well. There were a couple of, like, kind of things that were a little bit off. It takes, like, a little bit longer to get into turtle mode, and you have to kind of, like, ramp the motors up a little bit. That was kind of strange. The thing where it, like, loses its connection to the receiver, to the transmitter, was a little bit weird, but I mean, no like deal breakers, and you know, it's got the addressable LEDs, which is awesome. There's some things that I do like about it. So yeah. Polly Shortcut says, what got a hole blown into your first Hummingbird? I had the Acroby HD yesterday and it immediately blew when I plugged it in. I mean, that's pretty much what happened. It happened during the live stream, Polly, so you can take a look at it. I plugged the battery in and it just caught on fire. And I let Newbie Drone know, and they said it's because BlueJay 0.2 has problems, and there is like a little announcement from BlueJay saying like, hey, 0.2 is having issues. It could cook your ESC. And then the other thing that Newbie Drone said is that their gate timing might have been a little bit too low. It was all the way down at a value of 5. So the new ESC, so when you get it off of BlueJay 0.2 and put it on the either 0.19, or I think you should put it on the 0.16, you want to grab the firmware with a 10 gate timing, O-H-10, not 5. And that should fix the issue. I just want to test that. You know, like I really can't wait for the replacement AIO so that I can do everything that I did before. BT 2.0, the more powerful motors, mess around with the tuning a little bit, and just beat the living balls out of it like I was, to see if it'll hold up, because that's a really important part of Tiny Whoop AIOs. It's arguably the most important part about Tiny Whoop AIOs is whether or not they're going to hold up to punishment. The Mobula 6 ELRS board has been absurdly good when it comes to durability, and that's one of the big reasons that I just don't recommend anybody get anything else. I hate recommending that nobody get anything else though, because that Mobula board is commonly out of stock, and like it just sucks to only have like one specific thing to recommend. So I'm really hoping that the Hummingbird AIO, once it's had these changes done to it, is going to be bulletproof. Because that'll be really nice. It'll be a conversation of like, hey, if you can find the Mobula 6 ELRS board, that is my favorite. But if it's out of stock, which it not usually is, but sometimes is, the Newbie Drone Hummingbird is an awesome AIO, built-in VTX, built-in ELRS. The addressable LEDs are awesome. Stateside customer service, like lots of benefits there. So yeah. Flabba. Professor Biohazard with a $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, switch to RaceWire on my 5-inch because of you. Finally fixed my pitch oscillation issue I've been fighting for months. Had a bad solder joint before. I was going to say, how the hell did RaceWires fix that? Man, I can't I don't ever think I've had that happen. I mean, I can see how it could happen. A bad solder joint can end up with just a tiny little bit of solder that you can't see, making the only connection. I don't think I've ever actually seen that though. That's super interesting. That's I love that because that's like justification for following the proper soldering techniques and not just rushing through it, which I preach a lot on the bench. So yeah, I love that. Wait until you have to switch a motor out. That's when you're going to really fall in love with race wires. It just makes the process like a joke because you're out on the end of the arm using that solder joint. You're not like cramped up on the ESC, and it's just great, man. Race wires and LED race wires are a really good thing. I like the LED race wires because LEDs are cool, but also, you know, if you're doing work under a Part 107 and it's getting dark, you need to have lights on the rig that are visible from 3 statute miles, and the LED race wires are very, very, very bright. So in theory, they can serve as your LEDs, and if you don't want them, you just wrap a piece of black electric tape over top of them, and it shuts them off, and you're good to go. So it's like, it's one of those things where like you should put them on so that you have them, and then if you don't want them, it's an easy sort of thing. Versus if you don't have them on there, you can't, you know, you have to put a separate LED on there, which is not the end of the day. There's plenty of photography drone blinking LEDs that you can just Velcro to the top of the damn thing, and you'll be fine. But hey. Curtis Preston says, are the 30,000 kV motors you like just always hard to get? They used to be hard to get, but We Bleed to the rescue. They were hard to get when it was just, when they were only sold over at Tiny Whoop. But We Bleed got the Screamers in, and they seem to have, yeah, look at this. 148 in stock. So yeah, no longer really hard to get. Yes, this is more than 30,000, but you can just motor limit them down a little bit, and away you go, and you'll be completely fine. And I actually recommend that. I always recommend getting motors that are slightly higher kV than you need, and then using the motor limiting to just bring them down under control a little bit. So, yeah, do that. I think that Tiny Whoop is currently sold out of the Mega KV motors, and those motors over at We Bleed are made at the same place, so they're pretty much the same thing. 702, yeah, these are all sold out. 23,000s are in, 26,000s are in, 25 250s are in, 21 is in, 26, 26, 26, and 19. Yeah, the 30,000s are not in stock. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Look at that color. 1 million kV coming soon. I love it. All right, let's do a little bit of Grinderino work while we're waiting for Patrick, and then we will start yelling and screaming when he gets here. So where I'm at with this build is that we've got the Spider Pig in here. We've got to start getting the receiver, video system, and ESC all set up in here. I'm waiting on the LED race. I mean, I guess technically I could do 2 of these, but that's kind of stupid. So we're going to leave it in full Spider Pig garb here, and we're going to work on building it from the center out. So the next thing that we need to do is figure out how much I need to space this flight controller up off of the ESC, so that it has enough clearance. And one of the things that is kind of baked into that decision is how you orient the flight controller. You can put it in 90-degree variants, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you could also put it upside down or right side up in the 90-degree variants as well. I usually kind of like just look at the flight controller and see what the highest points are going to be. It's almost always the plug header. The plug header is almost always the tallest part of the ESC of the flight controller. So you want to kind of figure out, do you want to put that upwards or do you want to put that downwards? And if you're going to put it downwards, where are you going to put it against the... This guy comes in carrying the whole world. Patrick has arrived. So this particular ESC does not have a really great spot to put this big tall plug header. So I'm tempted to leave this plug header facing upwards. The only problem with doing that is the USB port is on the opposite side. More often than not, the plug header and the USB port will be on the same side. So if I face the plug header upwards, then the USB port is going to be downwards, and that's just kind of annoying. It's not the end of the world. I've done it quite a few times, but yeah. On this one, the decision is put the plug header facing down. What up, homie?
Yo, Frank Nicholas is getting a bunch of shit.
I got to take a bunch of stuff out of there. He sent me an email. He's like, there's a bunch of stuff that I don't really need. You want to take it out and put it back in the giveaways? I was like, yep. So I put it on the coffee table to do it. What up, homie?
How are you?
What are you drinking, Heineken?
You want a beer you won't drink?
Give me like half. I'll have like half.
You can have half.
I can have half without getting a horrible stomachache. Hey, Duke, I'm going to cook you like a turkey and eat you.
Wait. Is it the same name?
Oh. You know what it is when he's bad?
Your ass out,
when he's bad, Maggie does it too. We actually all do it.
Oh, wow.
When he's bad, we'll call him Duke. Isn't that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great when it happens. Buddy, no more.
I'm going to ask you to shut the...
Curtis Preston says, CiottiFPV and everybody else, rookie question. When do you buy right-hand circular polarized versus left-hand circular polarized?
Oh, boy.
That's actually a really good question.
DJI. Is that still a thing on the new DJI? Are they still left-handed on everything they've ever done?
Everything. Very easy answer to that, Curtis. Analog is right-hand circular polarization. Digital is left-hand circular polarization. It doesn't have to be like that. You can use left hand on analog and right hand on digital, but the manufacturers of all of the analog stuff ship either linear, just a whip antenna, which has no polarization, or right-hand circular polarization.
Yo.
All of the digital stuff comes with left-hand circular.
Can we see the newbie? We can't see him. He can only see us, huh? So there's actually somebody new flying? That's good for you.
No, I think Curtis has been... I recognize the name. I think he's been around for a little
That's
bit, but
what
he's
I
just
would've
saying
thought. Yeah,
rookie question. Hey, cheers, friends. Friday night. This is going to give me a terrible stomachache.
That's why there will be no stream for the next 4 days. My bad.
Maybe.
I apologize.
Maybe.
Will you charge me?
Oh,
you
beer.
Like that? Look at that.
Oh, beer. What is this? Look
Charge
at you.
Me. Charge me.
Look at this janky ass bullshit. This guy bringing a USB to
you don't know
PH
how to, like,
2.0.
charge those batteries, do you? You wouldn't know how to.
Gotta get this guy a Vi-Fly Whoopster.
I've got one of those beta FPV thingies you gave me.
They're all right. Sometimes they just don't. Have you had it where it just doesn't charge? No. Okay, so that one works great. The 6-port version of that from Beta FPV, well, it'll just won't charge sometimes. It just won't charge.
I brought you and your chat this.
A brushed whoop. Don't get rid of that. Yo, you got to keep your.
It's the OG.
Your
I just want them to see it. Look.
Brushed whoop. All right, good. 3.9. Look at that.
Look at this. Look at this circular right-hand circular polarized.
There you go. There's a right hand.
Look how it's just soldered.
RHCP.
Look at that.
Wait, now let me turn this up.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there. Good for 6 hours of fun.
Before the motors need changing. What has happened? There it goes.
I remember when I first plugged this into beta flight, it was like, what the fuck are you doing?
was that what started it all?
That's the one, man. That's
look how
original tiny whoop.
Look how ridiculous these were. Like look at these cameras we used to run. They doubled his
landing pads. That's what
yeah, right. The motors are the landing gear. Oh, and the support. Look at this guy. He knew about vibrations back in the day.
Yeah, you know how we do. That was like V2.1.
What motors are these? Do you remember?
God bless America.
Just no,
absolutely not silver ones.
No notchiness whatsoever on the motor. The motor's just free spin.
Look at that, yeah.
And these horrible 4 blades that we were all like, these are definitely the best.
They're way better.
Oh my god! Now we're on bi-blades,
and
it's
so cool.
Night and day.
25 milliwatt.
Man,
getting it done.
Tiny whoops! What an explosion that tiny whoops have had in the last what? That was only like 4 years ago that was about as good as it was.
It's like an iPad. It's
Like,
haven't they always been around?
there were the crazy, like, you know, 4 years ago we had some pretty gnarly KV motors for those.
It's still 3 battery connectors ago. It's kind of like USB-C, USB V2, USB Mini.
It's true. It's true. Jesus.
We did make a few changes.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like Tiny Whoops have had the biggest explosion in like improvement out of all of FPV in the last few years.
Yeah.
I guess Cinelifters would be
There's been a lot of
would be a very close second.
And regulations, you know, it's like, oh.
Yeah, I wonder if Tiny Whoops are gonna continue to get a lot of development because of remote ID.
Well, that's what'll change the law. Once you can fly a 75-gram fucking HD.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can now.
Yeah, already.
Anywhere you want to go. That's crazy.
Oh, beer! I remember you.
Yeah, man.
I remember you.
That's the one. That's why it's half, right?
That's why I'm gonna slow down. I'm getting a little carried away here. I'm gonna slow down. Let's take a look at the news channel over in the Discord. See if there's any. Hey, there's some stuff in there. EvaFPV submits her news article, which is Aaron is a dork. CMYKFPV has submitted the article Dorkzilla.
Relevant topics.
Skirty Curtis says his news article is Ciotti is the most fun FPV live streamer. Sometimes the news is just truth, just true statements. CMYK submits
a new approach on the news. Where our motto is, we're gonna tell the fucking truth.
We're gonna tell the truth for a change. CMYK submits a X-Jet video saying remote ID patrols.
Oh god, this guy.
Here we go.
He defends America more than Americans.
Drone and RC news from X-Jet, 7th of September 2023. Remote ID update, FRIA's Chinese export ban. It looks like this is probably making fun of the fact that, you know, the misconception that the FAA is going to be driving around enforcing remote ID stuff. You know, you guys have not heard me talk about remote ID very much, mainly because of this. Like, I do not see a world where the FAA will be able to educate law enforcement, and or a world where law enforcement has the intelligence to understand anything that the FAA is going to try to tell them, and or give a rat's ass about enforcing this, because, you know, they're too busy shooting black people. Sorry, that was just mean.
Well, they are.
Oh, that's just not funny. That's not. First of all, it's not funny.
No, it's not funny.
Second of all, we shouldn't say it. But hey, what a way to kick off the news.
Only the truth.
Only the jag. We just called it out too. Again, only the truth here.
You may not like it.
You may not like it,
You
but
may not get the ratings
if
that
it's
you
true.
want. This is why.
This is the best news article I've ever seen, though. Mowing my lawn with a bulldozer. This is what I'm talking about. This is why this needs to exist. Pods, go to hell. I'm not going to move with you, Pods. You're way too expensive. Oh, yeah. Now we're... Ooh, that is sketch. Holy Christ. I thought it was a full-size bulldozer. It's a little toy bulldozer, but that's still pretty sketchy. I'm going to watch this entire video tonight. Oh, there it was. Oh, okay.
BattleBots. Look at
Yeah,
it.
for real.
Look at it.
Yeah, that is... Okay. Thank God that tread fell off. That tread fell off right before it chopped someone's ankles to hell. That is crazy. I'm trying not to play a lot of it to not get copyright dinged. That is absolute banana pants. Looks like it's doing a half decent job too. Here comes a link to this in chat because that's just terrific. Curtis Preston says you need an ad blocker. I had an ad blocker and then it threw up a message like last week sometime and it said, I don't work anymore. I said, okay. Creator set green screens. What's that? Sure about that green screen from Tim Robinson? I don't know about that. This is pretty cool. Entraîneur says Monteurs FPV. I think this is how to, it would appear to be how to clean your motors. This intrigues me right here. This
blowtorch.
This little situation here is intriguing to me. This looks like a paper clip that he's using to pull the bearings out of the stator. I cannot. That's not going to work. The bearings are pressed in here, and they are really hard to get out. This is. I don't know how this would ever work. I've shown you guys how to pop these out before. Basically, you've got the stator, and you've got a bearing on top, bearing on bottom, and the only way I've found to put enough force into them to get them out is to put an Allen driver in there at like an angle to go through the hole in the top bearing and catch the lip of the bottom bearing, and then you smack it with a hammer, and it pops that bottom bearing out. Once you pop the bottom bearing out, now you can use a bigger. I use a big Torx. Whatever. Use like a big Allen or Torx to smash the other bearing out. But yeah, that's. I don't know about that.
Look at these batteries all lined up.
No, right?
This guy's got them all just, and they're all the right way and everything.
Did that at the beginning of the stream.
Hiya.
Oh, boy. Hiya.
Hiya. Yo, one intervention. I had one intervention in the Tesla on the way over here.
Just one.
It wanted to take me top to the MARTA.
Yikes.
But I said no. Is that my chair?
Yeah, man.
Yo, number one.
This guy's got the newest and best.
Beer in a chair.
Software on his on his
lipo car.
Spaceship lipo car. Yeah, his FPV car.
I'm in the middle of Musk's biography. It came out last week.
Oh, really?
He's a real asshole.
I've heard.
It's like
I've heard he's
Steve
a real
Jobs
piece of
an
work.
Asshole. Let's do it.
All right, so we don't have any news to cover. So we'll do products.
We're doing that
we'll do some product
I thought he
stuff.
said this was easy. Oh, shit.
Should we...
Yeah. Why does he say it's easy and you say it's impossible?
Let's see if there's any...
I gotta push him, everyone. Push the guy.
Let's see. Hello!
Whoa.
What are you doing, Azalea? Oh. Come on, really?
We're like everywhere.
What?
Yeah.
Can you clean it up for me?
Yeah.
Can you be a doll and clean it up for me? That's a no. just wipe it up, right? Wipe it up with paper towels. Is it so much that you can't clean it up?
This is why you have really good friends.
This is how you trick people into cleaning dog pee for you.
Figure it out.
Why did he pee on... Oh my god, I was just saying yesterday that he's housebroken. Jesus, that's why he was barking. Oh, and he's still barking. Oh, no. Now he's barking at Patrick. That's right. I literally said either yesterday or this morning that that he's totally housebroken now because he had to pee last night and he barked at the window. He's going ham up there. Oh, look, so apparently it's drone poison that has this technique here. Teddy, good lord, man. See, yeah, it's a paper clip. This is... What? How is that... Is he using it... I can't play the video because I'll get copyright donkeyed. Oh! Oh, that's genius. I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. Oh, yo. That's really smart. That's really smart. Okay, so here's what he's doing. He's using the paper clip to make the hole in the second bearing smaller, so that you don't have to smack it out at an angle, so that you can put a driver straight through. So he's taken the two little paper clip legs like this and putting them inside the top bearing, and then they just sit in there, and then you could take a driver that just barely fits through the bottom bearing hole, and you can go straight up, and it's not gonna go through the top bearing because that paper clip is there, and it's gonna catch those two little legs. And then so when he smashes up on the hammer, it's gonna push up on those two paper clip legs, and those are gonna push up on the bearing. The reason why that's better than just, well, so in fairness, if one of the bearings is wrecked, you don't really need to do this. You can just put a driver in at a 45-degree angle and just smash it out, and it's fine. Putting the driver in and smashing the bearing out is going to... So the bearing has an outer race and an inner race, and there's balls in between them. So when you put a driver in there at a 45-degree angle and you smash that inner race, it puts a shitload of stress on the couple of balls that are on whatever side you're hitting of the inner race. And it's going to damage the race. It's going to damage either the inner or the outer race. But if the bearing is wrecked anyway, who gives a shit? This method, with the paper clip legs left and right, when you smash that driver up, it's going to evenly load the inner race of the bearing. So it's going to push up on all of the balls at once, and that's got a much better chance of not denting the inner or outer races, because you're not overloading one side of it. Make sense? That is awesome. That is a really, really, really good find. Unfortunately, I'm going to forget about this because I don't smack bearings out of stators very often. But it's in the news channel over my very early. So you'll hopefully be able to find it again next time you have to pull bearings out of a stator. That is pretty slick. That is a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? It looks like drone poison. It's a trick from drone poison. Wow. Very cool. Very good find. Then it's hammer time, baby. There you go. It took 2 seconds. Yeah, so he's using this screw through the bottom. You don't really need to use this screw. Just use anything that you've got that is basically like not quite 3 millimeters in diameter, right? Because the holes the holes on the inside, the inner diameter of the inner hole of the bearing is sized for the 4 millimeter motor shaft. So anything less than 4 millimeters you can put up through there. And if you've got that those legs of the paper clip in there, it'll catch those. It'll push right up on that inner race and kick that bearing out. Was it a lot? Thank you, dude.
Insurance on that one.
Really? Why did it? Where?
How did it come out of a little guy?
Oh God, where? Where
all
was
over
it?
The kitchen, all over the living room floor.
Carpet or hardwood?
No, it was
he kept it on the hardwood. What a good dog.
Mostly on the hardwood. But just to remind everyone, you too can be a Patreon. And come on over here and help me clean up Ciotti's dog's piss. So
that's how it works.
Cheers.
All right, let me move a couple. So I'm gonna make a new. All right, so I'm gonna take Canon Zoom. I'm gonna duplicate it.
I'm gonna build something while you do that.
And I'm gonna call this guest. I'm just gonna call it guest. Guest. And then on this, I'm going to turn off the picture-in-picture. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Where is it? That's not it. Where is that feed coming from? There it is. Logitech. All right, cool. So I'm going to turn that off, and then I'm going to take this, and we're just going to slide it down like that. And cool. Now there's room for Patrick to hang out.
Oh, hi. I'm building things.
Look at this little guy.
Should I go this way?
I still love that little guy hanging out back there.
What's this red line?
What red line? Oh, it's just to center this.
Oh.
OBS things.
Not for them. Oh, not for them. What is this?
So, hey, we've got...
What is that?
That's that putty stuff.
The blue tack?
Yeah, but
Oh,
better.
Without being blue or tacky?
Yeah, look at the cover. The under it. It's thermally resistive putty from massadhesive.com.
Some massive shit, huh?
You know what's nice about it? It doesn't melt like blue tack. You ever have the blue tack when you get it too hot, it gets all melty and horrible?
It's
that shit doesn't melt.
Yeah,
And it was designed to not absorb the heat from the PCB. It's trying to keep the heat in the work, right?
There you go.
Good find, yo. Good find. All right, now you guys are dropping some stuff in there. Boxster Max is news. Skirty Curtis says. Here we go with the transmitter stuff. Good lord.
Oh.
Boxer Max transmitter. I'm not gonna know anything
Boxer.
about this, but here it is. The Boxer Max. It looks like it's made by Radio Master, and it's a funny shape. It's not a funny shape. It's a big square. I'm sure it's great. ELRS built in. A couple different colors, of course.
Rugi would ask, is it full travel? Are they full travel gimbals? Right? Are they full travel? That's the question.
Absolutely would.
If you can ask that, if you can answer that question, it's really all you need to know.
It doesn't. I searched for full. It's not finding
If
it.
it doesn't say full travel, then it's not.
Right. Somebody in chat confirm or deny that has seen a review or two about this. Here's what I have heard about these Radio Master gimbals is that they will change your life forever. They are all fully like alloy, fully CNC, whatever gimbals, and yeah, they're the jam. This folding stand thing I've never really understood. I do love that it folds flat though. That is really nice. One of the main reasons I don't run these folding stands is because they're gigantic and silly and they don't let your shit fit in your bag right. Button layout, who cares? Screen, who cares? It's
got the same toggle wheel as the yours. I guess it's not. No, it's not. It's different.
Not quite. Yeah, it's got the rolly wheel, but this is dumb. I absolutely hate this and
Accidentally
want this
clicked
to
that
die
shit.
forever.
You
So
accidentally
I'm
clicked that
not
shit.
into this.
Don't let that be your arm button.
Yeah, I get it. I get they're doing this to keep the top of the transmitter flat, but I just think this is shit. Maybe you'd be able to get used to it. I don't want to find out. I don't like it. Could just be me being an old person. Removable antenna. That is a great idea. I love that. USB-C, headphone, trainer port, all standard kind of stuff. It's probably a great transmitter.
What do I get for it?
Whoa,
260.
260.
Better be a good transmitter.
Whoa.
What's Bard Will say? He says it's good. Sure, it's fine. V2.
Jesus, 260. That's
You can probably watch Disney on that, son.
It doesn't look like it's a color screen.
No, it doesn't.
Which I'm fine with because
Otherwise, they'd show it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, it's probably great. The gimbals are probably the bulk of that cost, but wow, 260 is an awful lot of money. Let me show you what we should get instead of that. Wow, this fucker is more expensive now. It used to be $100. Okay, got FPV.
You can't even load that shit anymore.
It's so expensive now. You can't even load it. $188.
That's probably
for the
got
S
okay.
with the slanted switches. That okay, maybe don't get it. I mean, here's the problem with the QX7 is that the S does come with the good gimbals. The old school QX7 does not come with the good gimbals. But what's interesting is I gotta put this guest one on the soundboard or Stream Deck rather. The old the cheap QX7. Don't buy the cheap QX7 because the switches are slanted.
What about the fiber one? Does that one
in
have
a
the gimbals?
dumb way? Yes,
that's the
this
one I
came
have.
with the good
my
gimbals.
backup one.
Can you grab the white QX7 out of my bag real quick?
You know it. Is it white still? I don't know.
It's kind of brownish. The QX7S, which comes with the good gimbals, has these switches slanted away. Thank you, dude. Which really does make a difference. Whereas the El Cheapo QX7 and I'm putting the switches into the up position.
Or $60 all day long.
Does not have the... Man, is that hard to show you. I'll put the switch in the middle position. Okay. That's this switch in the middle position. It's straight out. And what happens is your knuckle can hit it. Specifically, it's this one. It's this switch that's the problem, which is why mine is gone. Because my knuckle would hit that switch, and it sucks. So on the QX7S, the second one, they took those two switches and they angled them. See that angle? And so now they're out of your way, so you don't need to. And so $190 versus $140. Eventually you're gonna go to these Hall effect gimbals, and I think these gimbals are $60 each. And so you get two of them with the QX7X S. So yeah, for $188. I don't know. There are a lot of transmitters out now. I don't know.
That
if
was
this
an
is-
upgrade for us back in the day.
really
You know, they
was.
moved the switches. That's what we got. We're like,
It
oh
really was.
shit.
And the magic of the QX7 for me and for you is that it's a bigger bodied transmitter, and like I don't know, I just have long-ish fingers and it just fits better. It's more comfortable. I can hit the end points more easily. I've used damn near all the transmitters other than the really new ones, and none of them feel quite right, and this one does. So I don't know. It's not $100 anymore. $190 for a. What do you think? How old do you think that transmitter is? 15 years old.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, that was wasn't that the economical deal off the X9,
Way back when.
X9D or whatever?
Yeah, way back when. So $190 for a transmitter that's that old. I don't know about that, but at the same time, it's got proper switches. There's tons of parts for it.
Tons of videos on how to operate it.
There's that.
Hello.
It doesn't have VLRS built
You
in.
can still watch Project Blue Falcon for that shit.
It does have FR Sky built in. It's kind of nice to have FR Sky if you've got like an old tiny
Yeah,
whoop.
but it's not D8 anymore, right? It's that ACT shit.
Oh yeah, so that's the.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
Oh my god.
On that 80s news, I'm here for you.
Yeah, so if you buy a new QX7S,
You're on that old new
it's going to
protocol.
be ACCST. So the move is to find a used QX7S.
And boy, are you in luck.
Can't have mine.
Didn't think we were going to drill down this far into this one, did you?
Can't stay here, but oh my god. So yeah, there's that. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, so that radio's pretty badass.
Yes, I don't.
actually. And we suggest you get it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, why don't you let us know how it goes?
Yeah, let me know, get it and let me know how you like it.
It looks pretty.
I don't know what transmitter to tell you to use. Here's my thought is always find local pilots or go to a FPV event and just fondle everyone's transmitters and their balls. And, you know, you can make some money and figure out what transmitter you want.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys who bought the one of the three of us that bought, and Rugi bought one too and fell in love with it because it just worked till you drop it. But it's the DJI, original DJI transmitter.
Yeah.
And the damn thing is simple as hell. It's terrible in a lot of ways, and particularly its price. But the reason I bought it is because the original version came out and I wanted the whole package. I wanted the transmitter and the video. And I wanted to see how good it was over Crossfire at the time.
Yeah, it just
But I gotta
works with
say,
Vistas.
It works.
works.
I have never, ever had a blackout or a failsafe or anything on that thing.
It will failsafe. Rotor Riot tested it.
Well,
Rotor Riot did some
Rotor Riot
pretty
would,
good testing with it versus Crossfire versus
Well, I've had nothing but success with it.
something else. And it worked. They went
It's a
really
great
far
feel,
with it.
You know, it's a great feel as long as you don't look at it. There's no screens and shit.
Right, no
There's
screen
none of
on
these
it.
cool things.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
switches are like, well, I hope you don't really need to disarm. They're like this.
Oh, yeah,
big.
they're those
They're
tiny
these
little-
teeny little. You
Like
don't bend
computer
them.
case switches, the little silver
Yeah,
bastards.
and they're a third of that.
Yeah.
They're just terrible.
Yeah, it went way farther than anybody expected it to go, but Crossfire went farther. Of course Crossfire went farther, but it still worked totally fine. And yeah, you've never had it fail safe, so that's
It's just a brilliant machine. Still trying
Yeah,
to
so
break
that like he's got rigs that ESC flight controller Vista. That's it. And isn't one of them plug and play? You can almost plug and I guess you can now. Now with Rotor Riot motors, you can get an ESC with the plugs on it, plug in the motors from Rotor Riot, find a flight controller that's got a DJI plug.
Right.
Oh, I guess you can't plug a Vista in. You have to solder to a Vista. So the plug and play move would have to be an air unit. Air unit has a plug on it.
That's just 4S for the OG.
Right. Oh God, yeah. Then you're limited to 4S. That sucks.
You have to have that converter.
But yeah, he's got rigs that just have a Vista sitting in the back, no receiver, and it's just like, ooh, that's nice.
It's a super easy build. You get done and you're like, wait, isn't there like a whole nother hour and a fucking half? Unless your ELRS like 6 months ago, then it's 2.5 hours. You know, all I got to do is put the positive on the negative and the negative on the positive, and then search crossfire picture and then reverse it, and then I'm fine.
Right. No
But
big deal.
It was always so
8 more
easy.
solder joints.
It's literally you look at it and you're like, holy shit, I'm done. You're kind of sad at the same time. You know, you're like,
You don't have to mount a second antenna. You just run your regular video
single
antenna.
And that's what's way better than the air unit, because the air unit has those too, but the Vista has that single.
Yeah.
And it was just, you just mount it with the one 3D print, and by the time your 3D print is done, you've built a quad.
But you can't get that transmitter anymore, right? And they don't really like have
I
any
don't doubt
transmitters that do that. Like, okay, let's just not sell people things.
Yeah, I think they got something that looks like that weird looking thing now.
Oh God.
That Radio Master thing, I don't know.
All right. We talked about
So, yeah,
transmitters.
get that radio.
Let's never do that again. Boxer Max, double thumbs up for me. It's the best transmitter ever. I don't know. I'm sure there are a bunch of review videos about the Boxer Max. Half of those review videos will be from donkeys. Ignore those. Look for a review video from like Nick Burns or Joshua or
Burns. He's got a pool now. He's putting him in the pool when he crashes. I noticed.
Who else? Chat. Who else is good?
That's all you need.
Let us know.
Why waste your time? Build.
CMYK has been waiting for the Boxer Max. Very cool.
Okay, there you go. That's good enough for me. CMYK.
Hockey Round says Pridex. Oh, good one, Hockey. HDZero came out with a new VTX today. It is 20 by 20. It is a big, thick brick of a
Look at that old looking thing.
VTX, but so is the Vista. This to me is just an HDZero Vista. $150 is about right.
course.
You know, that's what Vistas cost. Certainly better than the $260 you're going to pay for an 03 VTX and camera. This is if you're into HDZero, this is probably going to just blow your tits off. This is great. This is what we've been asking for. Is it 1 watt? Is it 1 watt? I believe it is. I believe it is 1 watt. Yep, there it is. VTX capable of maximum 1 watt RF output on R1. That's normal. Sometimes they don't tell you this, but this is a normal thing.
Why is that?
Sorry. I think it has to do with this.
I've never heard that before.
I think it's a...
I see.
I think it's a legal thing.
Okay.
But, yeah, this is great. 22.3 grams. I mean, that's kind of heavy, but I mean that's pretty much what the Vista weighs.
DK said shit.
I don't really, yeah, right. I don't really know what else to say about this. We were hoping that this was coming. It's an HDZero Vista. Awesome. If you're on HDZero, this is probably what you're gonna get because the other 1 watt is 30 by 30 and like silly. Although I don't know. I mean, it depends on your build. If you're going to build, yeah, if you're going to build like a glide, for example, where you've got your 30 by 30 ESC in the middle and then your 20 by 20 flight controller up front, maybe you'll get the old school one because you can just stack it right on top of the ESC. Or you get this one and you drop it right in the rear 20 by 20 spot. So, I mean, this is a really good thing because they've got you covered on 20 by 20, they've got you covered on 30 by 30, and it also looks like this has... this might have 25 by 25 mounting.
I think that's it.
Maybe not. They kind of look filled in, but let's see. Do they
Nice wishful thinking.
call it out? Mounting pattern 20 by 20.
Put 25, 25. Didn't they do that shit on the other one? Or?
Thank God. Walksnail did
Walksnail,
that.
yeah.
Walksnail did
The
that.
original got a bastard ass size.
Yeah. So this is great. This is really, really good. I have not heard that there's any new wild things in there. You know, that like the hardware typically doesn't have that. The software will have that. So they'll continue to iterate on the software, and it'll get better and better and better. It's already pretty damn good. Super low latency. More similar to analog than the other digital systems.
Got my vote.
Yeah, HDZero is
Sorry.
super interesting.
I have never flown HDZero, but man, I gotta tell you, analog still tugs at my heart.
Yeah.
Woo! Especially when you're up in the mountains.
Yeah, it's HDZero is very tempting. The goggles are fantastic. They have incredible DVR built into them. You can put a receiver module on the side. You know something I realized recently I've been sort of against, not really against, but I'm not buying the HDZero goggles. One of the reasons why was that you can put the analog receiver, but it's completely on the side. I recently realized that you can just take it off when you're not using it, so that you don't always have a rapid fire 90 degrees to your head with 2 extra antennas over here. Just take it off, right? It's got those big long pins. Like, it's not. I don't love taking things with those big long pins off because I'm always afraid I'm gonna bend them, but it's no big deal. So yeah, I don't know. The HDZero, we're lucky to have it. We're lucky to have it.
It goes right into a segue of, do you remember in 2020 and 2021 when we didn't think we could get chips and shit for our Vistas? And we're like, and Bardwell's like buying them up left and right. And he's like, guys, I ordered 17 and I don't think there's any left in stock.
I also remember Joshua saying, we'll never have HD.
Yeah,
we'll never have
gone.
an
It's
FPV
over.
HD system. There's just no way.
Lucky indeed.
What a world to live in now, where we have 4 03 Vistas, Walksnail, and
Find me a
HDZero.
mask. You know? Things have changed.
Which has ruined, not ruined, but which has drastically changed in-person FPV events, because now you've got
so
pilots on 5 video systems, right? Because there's people on analog too. And so the days of like the whole flight line. Tell me he didn't piss up there again.
No.
Okay, good. Did you let him out in the backyard?
No.
Well, he pissed all of his piss in the house, so it's fine.
I got him
Oh,
I didn't even do anything!
excuse me! You don't just bark at visitors.
Come here.
Thanks for bathing him. Look at him. Azalea picked him up like this from his front legs. Don't drop him. Drop him. Drop him.
Or do.
He's like a big sausage, that dog. Thank you for giving him a bath.
Thanks for playing. See my bot grinder shirt?
Look at that.
Look at that.
Oh,
Some of
yeah.
that old school bot.
That's an OG bot.
Yeah,
shit
that's
right there.
that OG bot. Doesn't
That's
even have
legit.
the seam left in the bottom. Look.
I've been
Looks
completely...
like one of those 80s shirts that roll up. Yeah. Yeah, bot would be
All my
so
shirts.
proud of me. Look at that.
All of them. I've been completely ignoring the chat. I apologize.
Sorry,
Let's get
it's
caught
my
up.
fault. I blame myself.
CMYK put a topic in the news feed. FP Avery says, hello, cool people. Chick with a stick says, wave for extra eggplants.
I want to see him, goddammit.
Eve FPV
Bullshit,
says...
don't play in my shit.
Oh, cool. Eva FPV says, yes, they're full-sized gimbals, so that's great.
Ooh, there you go. She would know.
Curtis Preston says, your transmitter is a big square. It is indeed. Eva FPV says, facts, the AG01 gimbals are magic.
There you go.
Yeah, they're just all metal. Like
Is there still springs and shit attached?
still springs.
All right, you're gonna break it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Who's broken a spring while flying? Come on, it's the worst thing in the world.
I still have them.
Oh my
have it.
god,
There's
I've broken 3. I must really slap him around. I don't know what's going on, man, but
This guy.
and when you do let go, it's like a challenge, you know.
Stick Slappers Anonymous over here.
So those rates, man, when everybody was slowing them down.
The Hall Effect gimbals are fine.
They're pretty bad.
Here's what I'll say. You're not going to be any better of a pilot on those expensive ass Boxer all CNC gimbals. You push the stick all the way up, and it's all the way up. Like it hits before it hits the top. Before this goes into plastic, you're already at 100%, right? Like we set up the endpoints like that. So those super fancy new gimbals feel really good, and they feel quality, and they're probably gonna make you feel more professional. And
but you're still gonna suck.
But you might suck. You might think that you suck a little bit less. Yeah. And god damn it, if you think that you suck a little bit less than you actually do, you might actually fly a little bit better. Like this is all, not all, but this is a big mental game. So new
means better.
New is
better.
New is better. Newest and best.
Even if it's on FPV Exchange, new is better.
Oh Christ. So yeah, it's if you get it, it very well could make you a little bit better because you'll feel more confident. You'll feel whatever, and that actually does something. What else is happening in chat? Curtis Preston says that's $70 less, and the Boxer has 1 watt ELRS. True, you can get a but the flip side of that is that you can get a ELRS module that'll do 1 watt for like $30, $40. So buy the transmitter that fits your hands best. Yes. That is the end all be all. Like, go to an event with a bunch of people that use transmitters, right? So this is FPV. This is also fixed wing aircraft. Yep. Collective pitch helicopters, right? You can find something in your area where there's going to be a bunch of nerds standing in a grass field holding transmitters, and then just be like, hey guys, I am brand new and I'm trying to figure out what transmitter I want to get. Everybody there will go, oh fuck, well here, let me help you out, and everybody will hand you their transmitters for you to sit there and twiddle the sticks.
I think that the feel in your hand is more important than a lot of the other bullshit. 100%. Color screens, you're not going to look at the color screen while you're fucking flying.
Totally worthless.
Unless you're fixed wing, I guess maybe you're looking at the screen and you're trying to watch something. But
a color screen becomes worthwhile when they put a VTX in the damn thing and it's your backup monitor.
There you go.
That I understand. But fucking nobody's done it yet. Why?
We got battery consumption, I imagine, is worse.
Sure.
But it's if you put it in your hand, close your eyes, which is exactly how it's going to be the whole fucking time you're using it.
Yeah.
Just make sure it feels good in your hands. That's the Tango. Yep. What was it? The TBS one they came out with?
Yeah.
I wanted to buy it, but I just didn't know what it felt like in my hand. It looked so small.
Yep.
So I never even entertained the idea because I was never to wrap my hands around it. Yep. And I think you're smart telling people who don't know to go hold some people's radios and things,
You have to. It is really the right way to buy it. And or just, if you're not going to fly much, get the one that looks the coolest because it's going to sit on your shelf more than you're going to use it. And hey, if it looks cooler,
there you go.
It is what it is. But yeah, get one that fits your hands properly. That's my suggestion. Frank Nicholas says, I have 2 of the original DJI transmitters if anyone's interested.
Wow. They both work.
You probably get $10,000 for those.
Interesting.
Jesus, just hold on to them. There's your
DJI
retirement fund right there. Somebody will need those desperately.
I don't need one of these. I need 2. Why do you have 2, friend?
Yeah.
I want to know the answer to this one.
Why not is the real question.
Really? Yeah, they do work really well. If you do drop them at all above 6 inches, they shatter. That's another.
Have you broken one?
No, that's a Rugi fan.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe it was that other guy. What's that guy's name? Kim.
Says, I'm only buying HDZero goggles. Oh, Rugi is another good one to watch about transmitter reviews.
Yes. He had a recent one.
Curtis Preston, he did. Curtis Preston says, I'm only buying HDZero goggles because of you. I fly DJI and I can't fly whoops at all, so I'm buying HDZero so I can fly analog, HDZero, and Walksnail.
Oh.
Not a bad idea. I would love... All right, so here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm actually going to say. My HD... What do I have? HD3s? My HD3 Fat Shark goggles, every once in a while, the screens don't turn on. And I have to power cycle them.
Yeah, that's Fat Shark.
If someday the screens stop turning on, I think I'm going to buy a set of the HDZero goggles. Mainly because the HDZero goggles have de-interlaced good DVR in them. And I've been using the Power Play, which is great, but it's annoying because it's hooked up to a cable and it's in your pocket and there's a cable coming off your goggles and it's not de-interlaced. The reason why all of Nick Burns's analog flight footage looks so good is because of the HDZero goggles. And he's got a good antenna setup, and he's been doing this a while. So yeah, the HDZero goggles are phenomenal. It's $500 though. It's a ton of money. Ton of money.
Out the analog module that comes with?
Yeah, it is. Right. Then you got another 100 for a rapid fire.
Support your local FPV equipment provider.
Yeah, $600+ is big money. But goggles are fancy. There's fancy shit going on in there. Yeah, right. So yeah, that's what I'll say. Veritas Weezer says the AGO one is no better than the plastic hulls. I know it. I have them.
Eyes are closed.
Yeah, I mean, if your eyes are closed and you can't tell a difference, what does it matter? I think that those new gimbals are, from what I've felt on them, I do feel like the endpoints hit harder because it's metal on metal. But it's not going to make you a better pilot. That's just a
hell, it could make you a worse one,
Never know.
It could make you more comfortable, make you a shitty pilot. Don't buy that shit. That's why he still flies a QX7. The thing works perfectly fine.
It'll make you more dangerous because you'll think you're better than you are.
Probably one of the few professional pilots flying a QX7.
Yeah.
Just going to say that out loud.
Right. Well, dude, Tommy still has his.
I'm sure he has it.
Yeah,
I'm sure it sits there and it's pretty.
Bet you he uses
and he talks about it.
I bet you he still flies Crossfire. I bet you he still does use it because I bet you he's got a Crossfire module in it, and none of the new the TBS transmitters have Crossfire built in, but they're all terrible.
Yeah.
I bet you he still flies it. Curtis Preston says 100% agree. Don't buy the Boxer or any transmitter. As me adding that. Because the features, buy what feels best in your hands. Yeah, the features are all the same. It sends signals to your thing to make it do things. The end. Veritas User says, I'm never without power. I strapped a car battery to my ass. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I like it. Frank Nicholas says, RDQ shipping mistake. That's a hell of a shipping mistake right there. No charge, and they wouldn't believe me to take it back.
You should have.
Damn.
Yeah.
They both work. One never used. Wow.
They fucking deserve it.
Wow.
What are they?
What are they called? What do they sell for on eBay?
They're like $3.99.
Have
or
you
at
looked
least
at
they
them?
were. And they're probably $3.89 now.
DJI.
You're probably gonna get a bunch of Phantom controllers.
Yeah. How do I?
Yeah, if it's the black one,
isn't it gray?
No. Well, no. I think the OG. That's.
So here's what we need to do though. We need to click sold items to find ones that have actually sold.
Yeah, that's how all my son's Pokemon cards are worth $10,000. So you can't even get it. You've got like
get
two.
The damn thing. It's worth an infinite amount of money.
There's one.
Is it? Where?
That's kind of one right there.
That one? Is that it?
FPV remote control.
$100.
It's used. It's got a thing on it.
$100. Come on now.
That's a Phantom one there.
Oh, that's right. It is.
It's the same one as the Phantom.
Right.
It's just black, yeah.
But does the Phantom
it's
one
super
work?
flimsy.
No, right?
No, you can't use the Phantom one.
This isn't this the really.
That's the one that you would use today.
Hard to find one. One of them is really hard to find. Is it the black square one?
Apparently.
Chat, who knows? There's one DJI controller that like everybody's looking for. I think it's this one. But I could be wrong. It could be this black one that we're...
That's all V1 stuff. I think the V2
Man,
works.
they do not sell often. Jesus, just that one? Good lord. I mean, it is pulling every single DJI controller. Was there?
One more right there.
There it is. $86. Wow, it's not...
Wow. Well, you ain't worth shit. No wonder they didn't want it back.
They're like, keep it, bro.
RDQ's like, not worth the shipping, bro.
You expect us to keep this to cover the ship? Well, it's sold for $260. Look at that. Okay.
There you go. New, right? I imagine it's close to new.
I'll be damned. I don't know. I don't know which one is.
It's a great controller. I hate it. I hate that it's so good. I make fun of it with everyone else, but it's rounded, and when your eyes are closed, you know, we're all bleeding red.
Yeah, you know, I've used it before, and it was like, this works as a transmitter. I didn't love it, but it was like, yeah, I can fly with this.
Fuck DJI.
Just like every other not QX7 that I've flown,
Yeah.
it was like hard to use, but it worked. And
Yeah.
that's that. Very cool. Let's clear out the news channel over on Discord.
What's that?
Oh, that's a good question. CMYK asks if the HDZero Freestyle V2 kit will fit in the Grinderino. It should, because it's 20 by 20 mount pattern. It doesn't look like it's hanging off. It doesn't look like it's got a ton hanging off the back here. So I can't imagine a world where this wouldn't fit in the Grinderino. Can't guarantee you that, but I'll bet you dollars to donuts a saying that I've never understood that it'll fit in a Grinderino. I like Grinderino. That's better. Apple's killing iPhone's silent switch. What silent switch?
I heard about this.
What's
they
the
did
silent
They did
switch?
the 15. You know the
Right. They're trying to get rid of all the physical things. That's weird. That's silly. I get why they're doing it. It'll save them space on the inside.
And a clickable and a movable. Anything movable is a
right?
warranty item.
Yeah. And then Flywoo Naked 03 upgrade case on
Oh, look at that.
GetFPV. I'm just gonna say it. Don't do this, because if you spend $260 on an 03 air unit, and then you take the not all that heavy case off of it, and it cooks, you're gonna be pissed.
Oh man.
And that's just silly. I just don't think that it saves enough weight to really be worth it.
What is the weight savings?
Wow, reducing weight by
50%.
50%. Is that real?
Oh, they said respectively. This must be RDQ. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Wow. Look at the work.
Well,
You're gonna fry that shit.
oh no. It's 50% my dick. 4 grams. See,
Maybe that's
no.
the camera. That's
No,
the camera.
that's-
That's the camera.
There's what?
It's the camera. Go down to the other. Go down to where it has. Yeah, there you go. Give me the icon about how much it saves there.
Hold on. We're gonna weigh it.
Boy.
We're gonna weigh it. We're
See, I
not
told
gonna
you
weigh it.
respectively was gonna be something weird.
We're not gonna weigh it because everything is hooked up to it. Somebody in chat will know. I'll bet. What's the actual weight savings on the? It doesn't matter. It's $260. That's absurd. Well, here we go. We can look at this,
Yes.
and then we can look at this, and then we can look at
And we can.
03. Just 03 will work. Or not. 03 air unit. 03 air unit, as
If he wants out of
as
stock,
what's his
God
face
bless.
pronounces it. Okay, so where are we at here? Give me a weight, you bastards.
Approximately 9 grams.
Wait. Wait, here we go.
3 grams?
So the air unit itself is 28. Jeez.
Without the camera?
Without the camera.
Wow.
28
Yeah.
grams. Okay. So
Okay.
maybe it's worth it. 37 to 50% of the weight. Come on, don't you dare not give me the actual number. 18.3. Okay. So that's the ultra. That's the ultra light. 18.3 versus, what was the other one? 18.3 versus,
Mine, not yours.
whoa. 10 grams. So we're talking 10 grams. 10 grams is, I don't know, man. I ain't made of money. Come on now. And then this light, the non-ultra light, is 23.2. I'm still gonna say don't do it. It's Do it if you're made of money. If you don't care, then do it. If you don't care, then you're gonna do it. So just do whatever you want. All right, we're cleared out on the news text channel. I love it. Now we're gonna take a look at and make fun of some new products over on GetFPV's website, because that's everybody's favorite part of the news, isn't it? Just the new products. Hold on, let me get caught up on chat. CMYKFPV says, I also put another news topic up in the chat. I think we just got it. Frank Nicholas says, silent switch is now a programmable button that defaults to a silent toggle. Currently setting up my 15 Max Pro. Very cool. Very cool. Kevin Sumner says, DJI weights see live stream live. Perfect. Let's double check on some of those weights that we were just talking about. There we go. Okay. Oops. So, DJI 03, 36.8. Ultra lightweight, 18.3. Wow. Oh, man. That is a hell of a lot of weight savings. There's 18 grams. Oh, boy. Well, if you're trying to do like a 2-inch setup, yeah, if you're trying to do a 1.6 inch or 2-inch 03 carrying rig, kind of makes sense. Makes a little bit of sense. Anything like 2.5 inches and above, don't do it. Leave the full case on there. It's going to be way stronger. It's going to deal with heat way better. It's going to be able to output more power because it's going to have more cooling. So, yeah, don't do it. And I would not do the ultra lightweight. I would do the regular lightweight because it looks like the regular lightweight maintains some of the heat sinks. So like the regular lightweight, which is 23.2 grams instead of 18.3, extra 5 grams. 5 grams is well worth not having to worry about it overheating all the time. So yeah, I would not do the ultra lightweight. That's a little sketchy. Do the regular lightweight one. And yeah, you're still saving a big chunk of weight. You're still saving 13 grams over the fully cased one. So that's a big deal. This is a great little find here. Thank you, fellas. All right, cool. Hiya. Hi. Is it possible to solder on a new IPEX 4 male connector if I scrape the back of the PCP and trail the solder to the small square tab of the male pin? It is, Wisemac, but it's never going to be durable. So, yeah. Oh, and that was a question that was asked like 2 weeks ago, so all right, cool. So let's talk about some products, yo. This is GetFPV's email from today with the HDZero Freestyle V2 kit. Very cool. I wonder if they're still going to sell the 30x30. I hope they do. There's the Flywoo Naked 03 product line. Here's this 7-inch box frame. Kind of cool. Set up similar to the AOS's with a separate plate to hold the motors and then 2 separate upper and lower plates for the actual prop guards. Kind of interesting. You know, a 7-inch rig like this. I don't know. I get it. You have to have the prop guards legally. Well, see, not even legally. I mean, legally on a sub 250 rig, you need to have the prop guards. On a 7-inch rig, I don't remember what the deal. I don't think you can. Oh, it's all waiver based. That's what it is. Like, so to fly a 7-inch rig like this around people, it's going to be waiver based. So you're going to put in an application for the waiver, and I believe there's a field in there that asks what you're going to be flying. if there's not a field in there, there's a notes section that you put a bunch of info in. So in there, in the notes section, you're going to put in that it's a fully prop guarded rig with no externally rotating bits that can lacerate. So in terms of like getting the waiver, I guess I understand it, but I don't know, man. I cannot justify flying a death trap like this around people. Like these are going to do nothing. Like if you come too close to a person with this, it is going to pull their clothes off and then cut them to the bone. Like it's just, this is not safe around people. So building these 7-inch mega whoops, or and it's not just Get FPV doing this. I am really having a hard time with it. I really just can't wrap my head around it. And it feels like a real liability, and it feels like somebody's going to get really hurt, and then it's going to really negatively affect all of us. But I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong. CMYK says, maybe an interesting topic to news about. What's a solid list of basic CLI commands to keep on a sticky note at the desk? I just learned a few new ones, but know the unknown list is huge. The only thing I really do in the CLI at this point is dump my OSD stuff in there and PID some. There are some things in there. There are some things in the CLI that are super interesting. Crash prevention, I guess, is one of them. But none of them are all that important anymore. Like the CLI used to be this wonderful little mystery land of like things that actually would help. Anti-gravity was in there for a while. There's a bunch of stuff. But like nowadays the hidden things in the CLI are very subtle. So it's kind of less important. But Denzel the Terrible says his go-to CLI command is set space shit _ pilot space off. It's a good one. Everyone should try. So we're on to making fun of products. Ready?
Oh, where do we start? Is there an HDLRC anywhere?
Okay, this one's yours. Go ahead.
What is this? A Hobby Wing X-Rotor Micro?
Although you're not the Hobby Wing hater. I'm the Hobby Wing hater.
I was going with HDLRC just to go with your with your hatred,
I've not had good luck with Hobby Wing. Some people have. A lot of the people that have are sponsored by them. I'm just going to leave it at that. This is probably okay. Their work is very clean. I've had a lot of Hobby Wing ESCs fail on me, and T-Motor has a bunch of great ESCs, as does Acon. That's it. I have no reason to stray from them. So, yeah, if you've had good experiences with Hobby Wing, you'll probably love this. It's pretty straightforward. BL Heli 32, 65 amp, 30x30, like nothing really super interesting, which is fine. We're not going to see anything interesting in ESCs for probably a while longer. We certainly haven't in the last couple of years, but yeah, I don't know. This is not for me. I would definitely stick with T-Motor and Acon over this, but what I usually say is that Hobby Wing is like the third choice. If you can't get T-Motor, you can't get Acon. Hobby Wing is probably the best.
And that's what
choice.
We had to endure in 2020, 2021. We buy whatever the fuck we had to buy, and then we had better reviews.
Stickers for your goggles.
We're going to move on from that.
iFlight ProTech, don't do it. This whole octagon duct thing is just the worst idea ever. Sure, it looks cool on your wall, but Jesus, don't buy a Cinewoop to put up on your wall. Buy a Cinewoop with round ducts so that they're aerodynamic and so that it flies good. As a reminder, you cannot see the quad when you're flying it. And who cares what anybody else thinks?
Just like the transmitter.
Speedy Bee Ultra.
No, wow, check that out.
Crazy stack for like no money.
Probably doesn't work with its dongle.
$63.
Is that the stack?
That's the stack.
St. 2020. That can almost break on the third flight.
I know, right? It's almost cheap enough where it doesn't need to be durable. I am still terrified of this, and I still think that after 100 batteries, they're all going to implode. But there are a bunch of people that have gotten this stack, and they have not had any failures yet. Although CMYK just pulled the build completely apart and put it all back together that he's having problems with this stack on. He's doing a second build that's almost identical, and that'll really help with that troubleshoot. So, I don't know. I think it's a bad gyro, which is no fault of Speedy Bees unless they're buying gyros for cheaper, and that's how they're saving some of the money. I just don't get it. $63 is cheaper than stacks were 5-6 years ago. It doesn't make sense how they're doing this for $63.
Half price it was 3 years ago.
Yeah. So
that's pandemic.
I'm so confused. I hope that they're great and none of them ever break, and we've got a $63 stack that we can run in everything.
I'm sure that's the case.
I'm sure of it. What I will say is that this is maybe the perfect stack for a micro. There's a lot of people running these on 5-inch rigs right now, which is wild. And if it can put up with a 5-inch rig, it's gonna last forever on a micro. So, don't be put off by the fact that it's only 35 amp. 35 amps is absolutely plenty as long as it's well built for a 5-inch rig. This like insanity with like 50, 55 amps, 65 amps, it's nonsense. You'll never put a power system, motors, batteries, on a 5-inch rig that can generate enough power to max out a 50, 55, 60, 65 amp ESC. It's just total overkill. So yeah, I would love for this to be a somewhat reliable stack, because $63 for a stack for a micro is awesome. That is a great deal.
$63 for an ESC.
Ah, dude, right? For fucking real, for real. So this is a good thing.
Still an F405, so they're probably saving some money there.
Yeah, right, exactly. It is F4. I think it is BL S, right?
No, so it's an F405. I mean, you can still get your...
Yeah, and F4s fly fine. BL S flies fine.
You can still get your bidirectional on F405s, can't you?
Yep.
Totally. Math coprocessor is good enough.
Is that what it's called?
No, that's what they did on the 486DX too, where the math coprocessor was fast enough to handle... Sorry, I went way back too far. My bad. My bad.
What else?
Fly my Crossfire rig over here.
Let me fly my brushed tiny
on
whoop
my
real quick.
X9D. Brushed whoop.
QAVS 2 with the new front plates. This is... I've heard a lot of people getting this kit. Are you flying that little tiny whoop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unless I'm told not to, and then...
Nah, you good.
I mean, I just figured I would... What
Did
is
you
that
put...
guy?
Wait, which tiny whoop is that? The brushed one?
That's yours.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I wasn't flying the actual tiny whoop. No, sorry.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things. This frame is great. I have one of these. I don't love the aluminum front. Everybody else loves it. It's just personal preference kind of thing. Yeah, this is a great little DIY kit. And Joshua is now 8 or 9 videos into a build series on this, which is amazing. So for like your first build, it's a really good idea. A little glider, dark breeze glider. That's kind of fun.
That's pretty cool. I love chasing this fucking thing.
877 millimeter wingspan. That's nuts. Which one's that?
This is the one you gave me.
Oh, the Crossfire one. Oh, there's probably a little bit of... Oh, hey! Is there any interference? Crossfire is powered on right now. We are on a new microphone.
No, I don't see any interference.
I can hear something, but I'm hearing it from your speaker and your transmitter.
Yeah, I do hear it from my speaker, and I don't normally hear that.
Yeah, let me know, chat. Is there...
Oh, God.
Is there Crossfire interference? No, audio's fine. Amazing!
It's definitely
that is great.
Feedbacking my radio, though, for real. I don't hear that ever.
What else we got going on here? ISDT Q6 nano chargers. These are great little chargers, very inexpensive, and they come in colors. That's important. Camera butter gear. I'm really digging Camera Butter's ND filters. Initially, their very first run that they came out with way long ago were a little purple, but they've really cleaned that up, and their filters are kind of the go-to at this point. So, yeah, Camera Butter filters being in stock at GetFPV is a great thing. Stargazer, super interesting. Bunch of reviews on them that you can check out. I not into that. Axi Duality 2.4 5.8. Pretty interesting design, optimized for the O3 air unit. Only really necessary. Well, no. What I was about to say is that it's only really necessary if you're going to use the transmitter link, but I don't think that's true anymore. I believe that I remember somebody mentioning that the O3 air unit will switch between 2.4 and 5.8 on the video side. I could be wrong, but yeah, I think that these dual band antennas are now much more valuable because of the O3 air unit. On the Vistas, you didn't need these dual band antennas unless you were planning on using the DJI transmitter, which was on 2.4, and then the video was on 5.8. But I think that is now different on the O3 air unit. Hopefully somebody in chat will either correct me or tell me that I'm right on the money. I don't care which. I just want to make sure you guys get the good info. The good. Just taking little sips. Little Heineken sips. On sale, save $110. Skip it. Tattoo 16,000 mAh 6S battery.
That's what you need.
If you need one of these, you'll know which one you need.
Whether you want to get it or not.
DJI goggles Integra. What's back in stock? The goggles or the strap? It looks like we're showing off the strap. It's a nice looking strap, isn't it?
It is, which is probably better looking than the goggles, which is why they're showing you that.
Crossfire Nano, great. Brain 3D stuff. I love that Brain 3D stuff is available over at GetFPV. DJI O3 lightweight camera mount, very cool.
All he does is push a button.
Antenna mount, yeah, right.
At this point, he knows all he's got to know. He just pushes a button. He's been doing this shit for years.
Yeah, man.
I've been buying from Brain from before I was printing.
This is actually really nice. It's kind of like a subtle little hidden item, but yeah, this thumb screw and nut combo here is really, really, really well made. Much better than the one that you get from GoPro. That replaces the stupid little GoPro plastic one that's really hard to grip. It's
and it gives you a freaking real nut on it, not an acorn nut.
Not that stupid.
I fucking hate that because you can't
acorn nut
go through it.
Right. So yeah, this is a cool little item that nobody really knows about, and for $3.90, you should just snag one next time you do an order. Yeah. Just really good to have.
For sure, that's a great thing.
And I think here we go. Yeah, quick prints. You can also do send them a Thingiverse file, and as long as the file's not a
I've had him
piece
do
of
that.
shit.
He's done real well.
Yep. O3 air unit back in stock.
Thank God.
Just as expensive as ever.
Yeah.
Evo HD, I don't know. It's an awful lot of money for something that doesn't fly as good as
Are those
Betaflight.
steel motors? They look like steel motors.
$29 motors that are, last I've heard, still not durable at all. Rush Tank Solo 1 watt analog VTX. I don't know.
Rush? I mean, they still make stuff.
Yeah. What does this cost?
I don't know, but it looks heavy as fuck.
It does look fat. $50. That's pretty good.
Whoa.
What's that TBS 800 milliwatt?
Nobody's talking about decasing that ugly motherfucker, are they?
Pro 32. Isn't the Pro 32 like $1,000? No, it's $50.
It was. I have that on my Glide. Right? That shit was $100 when I bought it.
Yeah. Okay. So
ELRS, great competition. I'm sorry, that's digital.
If you can find this in stock.
TBS, that's what's happening.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
It's an analog shit, bro.
But
I've had great. I will say, I've had one of these. I've ran it at a watt since I owned it, and it's fucking killer.
Yeah.
I put it on a wing, and I've got it on my Glide right now. It's the only analog thing I have left. And it is just it's down to about 450 now, but it's killing it.
That's an inside joke. The inside joke is that TBS VTXs, I swear to God this is true. TBS VTXs, every time you turn them on, they lose.
It's like a bad stock price.
Like 20 milliwatts. So like if you've turned them on If you've powered the quad on 100 times, they're at like 20 milliwatts max.
Oh, you're gonna run your battery down to 3.2, are you? There goes another 25 milliwatts.
Yeah, I don't know. TBS VTXs, they just seem to have a relatively short lifespan. Like they work great out of the box, and then they just kind of do this. I've not experienced that with Rush stuff, but I don't know. That for the same amount of money, a Rush VTX that does a watt versus a TBS VTX that does a watt.
Rush. I'd go Rush even though I have a positive experience. I would go Rush.
I might go TBS.
It depends on the weight. Do you have a weight here? That thing looks heavy.
It does look heavy. 12 grams. There's no way the Pro
without
32 is
cable.
12
So
grams.
you've got
There's no way it's 12 grams. 8.7.
8.7.
So I mean, it's close enough where it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But
don't want to like trappy.
Yeah. For real.
But it works, man. I've had nothing but success. But I've had a lot of tanks. I have the tanks on the minis.
I've never had a. I shouldn't say never. I have had a problem with the 20x20 Rush VTXs, but I've not had problems with many Rush VTXs. Many other than the one or two 20x20s that I had an issue with. Bunch of T-motor stuff. F80. F80. Didn't they discontinue
I
that?
still have single arm ESCs. Wow.
I know. Isn't that absurd?
They still making them.
Oh.
See, that's why you need a good radio, ladies and gentlemen.
So
It's like a good woman.
Let's try to figure out what the stator size actually is on the T-motor F80.
Is it a V1, 2,
Let's
or
see
3
how
or
long
4?
this takes. Right? It doesn't have any V.
Isn't an 80 a 2206 that I'm guessing?
Mm-mm.
That's why
It's going to be like 2508 or something.
The 40s, the 60s, and then the 80s, right?
Yeah. So it's 80 is so the 40 is the F40 is a 2306. The F60, well, not anymore though. Now never mind. Let's just move on.
Don't buy that shit.
Yeah.
Unless you got like a 7-inch or a 6-inch.
Here's the answer. Until T-Motor tells us what the stator size is, don't buy this F80.
I like it.
The F40 Pro 4, buy it. The F60, do whatever you want. It's a great race motor. It's 2207. But this F80, until they tell us what the actual stator size is, don't buy it. You're not going to buy it anyway, but yeah. T-Motor 1507, don't buy this either. Don't buy any 1507s. T-Motor F90, I've heard great things about this, 2806.5. T-Motor...
Oh, look, they told you what it was right out of the gate. Look how they told you immediately. Oh, by the way, this is a 2806.5.
They only wasted 4 character spaces.
Next is cursive.
2203.5. I don't know. I like that it has a M5
like a
mount,
water.
but I prefer this T-Motor 2004. Yeah, I don't know. I also like that the 2305 comes in 3550 kV. The 2004 only comes in 3000 kV. But yeah, this is going to be significantly heavier. So lightweight Cinewhoop, this is still the jam in my opinion. 2004 T-Motor 3000 kV. Velox Veloce V2, pretty motor. Buy it because it's pretty and it'll work totally fine. 2306.5, whatever. And then Pacer, the new Pacer V3, which I'm going to be reviewing sooner than later. So we'll be able to talk about that more with some actual flight experience. I'll just give you a preview, which is going to be like 90% perfect. Oh my god, it makes a lot of power. Jesus, 2207s. My god. Oh, it's kind of heavy though. It feels kind of heavy. It flies great. All right, see you guys later. Bye.
There goes my battery.
There's what the review is going to be. Now you don't have to wait for it. These I absolutely love.
Gotta get that.
You gotta run a double 30 gauge wire down the length of your arm, which I don't love, but other than that, well, no, not necessarily. You can actually get race wires that have an output on them that'll work with this, and they might even. Does it come with them?
Just want your shit lit up, huh?
Does it come with them? All of it. All of it needs to get lit up.
Hey, FAA, over here.
Yeah, come get me.
What was the thing? Don't lick Uma Grip. Uma Grip?
Uma Grip. Yeah, I love these. There's a little LED down here, so you'll actually, when we fly our quads, they're up above us, And so the bottom of the quad is what we can see. So this is a rare situation
Can't
where
see
the
it then
LED is
either.
going to be on the bottom.
Can't see it then either, actually, unless
So-
you're line of sight quad mover.
Yeah, that's true.
And staring
That
at
is
your
true.
radio, your
Very
sexy radio. Look at those LEDs and that sexy radio as I don't fly FPV.
Here's what I will say. This is about the maximum weight that you can possibly put on the bottom of the end of the arm. So if you're building a rig for performance, don't put these on it. If you're building a rig to look cool, put these on it. This is...
Maybe just the front two.
I've saved a set of these. Yeah, right. I've saved a set of these for a rig that I'm going to build with 1 million LEDs on it. This is silly.
What we got?
Wings.
AR wing is the V2?
1,000 millimeter. I'm sure it's
So
great.
35,000.
What?
I bet you that's to like 17 different people.
Or all of Ukraine.
Because we keep fucking crashing them. They're all in pine trees, man.
Buy 10 for $10 each. 2206. So I know 2206 seems like a small motor size, but 2206s are
that's
going to
what I
make
thought.
plenty of thrust.
That's what I
If you've got like 600 grams all up to 650 grams all up, this motor's going to make plenty of power. I don't know how it's going to be in terms of like durability or anything like that. 2600 kV is pretty specific to 4S. You could technically motor limit this down and run it on 6S, but you're pushing it.
You know what that is? That's
$10
the
a motor's
leftover-
good though.
That's that leftover shit from Rotor Riot. What were those ones?
From FPV crate, I'll bet you.
those
Is what I'm
fucking
thinking.
Things. They
Could
were
be.
just rebranded. What were they called? They were. It wasn't the bomb motor. It was.
Oh,
You know
I
what
know
I'm
what
talking
you're
about?
thinking about. Yeah.
Or RDQ, or was it FPV? Get FPV. You get
No,
a
it
free
was Rotor
motor.
Riot.
Rotor Riot. It was Rotor Riot.
It was Rotor Riot. It was the blasters. The
Yeah, it was
blasters.
the blasters.
They
Heavy
were-
sons of bitches, dude.
There were 2207s.
Okay.
So this,
Okay.
I'm betting that this was a FPV crate. They made a ton of these for FPV crate, I'll bet you, and now they've
Yeah.
got some extras.
Gotcha.
$10 a motor is a fantastic deal. Get a bunch of these and beat the hell out of them.
Fuck yeah.
You'll be happy. QAV Pro Nano Whoop. This is the new 2-inch box frame setup, designed really to carry the O3 air unit cinematic-ish. I would not try to put... I mean, I guess you could put a naked GoPro on this, but the whole naked GoPro thing is kind of insane. You can't crash or it just catches on
Dude,
fire.
fuck Lumineer batteries. Move on.
I've not had
Can't
good-
even do it.
I've
You want a
not had
3
good
cell
luck
but
with
buy a
Lumineer.
4 cell? Buy a Lumineer battery. You want a 5 cell but you bought a 6 cell? Buy a Lumineer battery. I'm sorry, I don't know where they buy that shit, but I'm gonna tell you right now. No, sir. I don't.
He said
No,
it, not
sir.
me.
No,
He
sir.
said it. Get
No.
FPV. It was him. I love your batteries. Get FPV.
No, you don't. Find me one back here. Don't see one.
There's one in a landfill somewhere.
Because it was a 6 cell advertised, but by the time it got to your freaking quad, it
I've
was a
not-
5.
I have not had good
I'm
luck.
gonna fly 5S from now on.
I've actually not had good luck with anything Lumineer.
Oh.
Anything Lumineer branded, I've had a really hard
Well,
time
there you
with.
go. It's fuck Lumineer. That's the way it goes.
I'm not. Yeah.
We got some controllers there. Look.
Yeah. What is this about? Can you still buy the damn thing new? Am I completely?
$300. I told you. $299. It's the Apple of drones, bro. That's what they do. They just price that shit.
And
they're
look
like,
how
you know what?
heavy it is. 665.
You got a lanyard. You know.
765.
That fucker works,
Wow. Can
man.
you really? I thought these were
Double tap.
So it must not be this one. There is a DJI
That's it, man.
transmitter that.
Look at the
is,
reviews.
Like
Look at the
gold.
fucking reviews. Look at the reviews. 49 5-star
Seamless,
reviews.
baby.
And that is from pissed off FPV pilots who hate fucking DJI. I'm sorry, but that is real right there. That is real.
It's not a bad transmitter. It's not bad.
When your product is supposed to
Here's-
suck and doesn't.
here's-
That's the reality.
Here's the worst part about it.
Look at that shit.
Those are the worst
Mine's
parts
still bent.
about it. Stupid, terrible little switches.
I take it out of my
Terrible,
bag
terrible little
anytime I
switches.
can.
Where can we show them?
It's just ridiculous.
There they are.
Those fucking antennas pop out every time. too.
That's the switch to not put on an FPV transmitter. That's
Their
the one.
scroll switches though are pretty sick. They're
That guy there.
The rolls, yeah,
Yeah,
they're
just like
so
for
awesome.
the Mavic. Yeah.
So good.
Okay. Yeah, it must not be this, or maybe this is some weird new version of it. Or
Yeah, I'm sure it's new.
Man, that's a lot of money though. Avata prop guards. I didn't. Oh wait, no, yeah, just a replacement prop guard.
Because you're gonna cry.
You know, every time that I see this, I say the same thing, which is that the iFlight carbon fiber looking one is cooler looking. But I don't know if you like the way this looks. Axie antennas are great. They're made by True RC, so you'll get great performance with this. The iFlight one is also performing really well. Cinelifter batteries. If
put
you
a different label on it, they still
suck. If you
suck.
know them, you need them. If you know you like
look.
Daft Punk, maybe you'll get this.
More shit you can't see when you're flying.
They have a power bank that they've branded. You can probably find it on Amazon for half as much. You know, if you're doing an order with them, though, maybe get it.
But use CiottiFPV's link, please.
That's true. Get FPV's clearance section has tons of stuff, and it's always really good. So definitely check that out. And there we go. That is all of the new stuff in Get FPV's weekly email.
I know I feel better.
Let me get caught up on chat. Ryan9 says, say hi to Stevie Wonder over there for us. Denzel the Terrible says, camera butter all the way. If you order directly from them, you can customize your kit. I just got a 5-pack of 4ND and a 5-pack of 8ND.
Oh.
Super nice dudes there. And I have a affiliate link to Camera Butter. It's all the way down the bottom of the list. Frank Nicholas says, Avata and Goggles 2 are linear antennas. That's true. Do you know this?
I think I did know that. Yeah.
Wild.
So, but there's two, right?
I guess because it uses 2.4 and 5. Did anybody correct me or tell me I'm an idiot? Is the O3 system bouncing between 2.4 and 5.8? Did anybody call me out on that? Denzel the Terrible says, see Riot's comment, Rush can go to 1.6 watt and better video. Awesome. I love that.
He gets real hot. Don't decase that fucker.
1.6 for real.
1 point. That
Right,
gets me
says,
across the street,
get
baby.
the Solo way easier to get rid of video noise. At least I've found. Fair enough. Frank Nicholas says that is the original one and only original DJI FPV controller. Interesting. Yeah. So they still do
one
sell.
And only.
So there is some other DJI controller that I'm thinking of that is very rare, but it's not this one. Whatever. Nimbus FPV with the last question comment of the live stream because it's 9:06 and you guys need to go get your bot grinder Phil. He's on Patrick's shirt. That's
Sir,
how you know it's legit.
Representing, we don't fuck around.
Nimbus says, is there any way to put angle switches on the older QX7? Nope. Just do what I did.
How do they do it?
And it's molded into the. Well, you can buy the QX7 plastic case and just swap all your stuff over. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. To me, just pull this switch off. You're not going to use this switch anyway. You've got a 3 position here, you've got a 2 position here, and you've got 2 3 positions on this side. This switch right here is probably where you're having problems if you're anything like me. Frank Nicholas confirms 03 does use 2.4 and 5.8. I knew it.
Hey, there it is.
So how the hell are they doing that with linear? So they must have a 2.4 tuned linear on one side and a 5.8 tuned linear on the other side.
Whichever one's strongest redundancy, I guess.
Interesting. Very.
Yeah, quit screwing around. Just get that X9D. You know, you saw it in Back to the Future. You saw it, Doc Brown. It's what brought the DeLorean to 88 miles an hour.
That was a Futaba, right?
Was it really?
It's a Futaba in there, yeah.
God bless the antenna on that thing.
Dude,
makes me
the
so happy.
Extendable antenna. We should. Oh, that would be.
When this thing hits 88 miles an hour, you're gonna see some real shit.
I would love to figure out how to get.
I just want to do a car like that.
One of those extendable antennas on
run it.
here, literally
yeah.
on this. Show up to an FPV
you don't
event.
You don't use any internal modules in there, right?
I know, right?
Just put that fucker in there.
Find one
it's just like 9 feet long.
Well, I bet you it's 1-to-1.
Use a car antenna. Use a car antenna.
What's the here? We can.
I got one for the 64 Impala. We'll just put that fucker on there. That should extend out like 6 feet.
What length antenna for 2.4?
Yo, is it that new ELRS, bro?
Here we go. Ready? 78
centimeters.
Yeah, so 78 centimeters in inches.
30 inches.
Wow.
Wow.
Yikes. So that's like, yeah, I mean, those extendable, they went pretty far. I mean, you would have to like reach out.
Yeah, you'd have to pull it back here like this, do this number.
So yeah, that's our next, I
like it.
That's a ultra troll fest. First person that can find an old school metal extendable SMA, right? We got to be able to use the damn thing.
Yeah,
30-inch,
D8, right?
30.7 inch. Right?
When you fly my whoop.
30.7 inch antenna. We'll buy a whole bunch of them, and we can all go to FPV fields, and it probably works really well.
Hold on a second, guys.
I mean, it probably works better. You know what I mean?
And then you get the Radio Masters, and they're like automatic, and they go. You know, and he's like, "Is this a good radio?" Yo, has it got that automatic antenna launcher,
How
bro?
much does that radio cost you? $800?
Battery dies launching the antenna.
Same with this one. All right, friends, be good. Here comes some more flying from yesterday at the place. I'll see you guys Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, Curtis Preston says with a goofy flag on the end. Yep, that's it, too. Put one of those 3-inchers on your quad. Oh, my God.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Go get you some bot grinder, my friends. Patrick, any last thoughts?
Fuck
last
yeah.
words?
Hell yeah.
What are they?
That was them.
That was them.
30-inch antenna, bro. I'm sorry. That's the way to go.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
You just keep extending.
100 miles range confirmed. Be good, friends. I love you. I forgot to find music. Hold on.
I want to know. Do you want to follow? Do you want to follow?
Wrong live stream. Wrong live
Do you
stream.
want to follow?
All right, friends. Be good. Bye.
Thank you.